Hey there. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hey there, Tim. Good to see you. Good to see your chat. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. This is going to be a good one, and I'm excited to get to this one. I've seen a lot of people already active on Twitter, showing their solutions. Again, haven't looked at any. Haven't looked at even the requirements yet. So this will be a fun time. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. All right. So we've got a nice marginal heat map here. So we've got some dates. We got some names, some people. A list of people, and then a date range. Let's bump this up to full. Okay, so yep, we've got dates here. Marginal heat map, but the lines. I'm in mobile mode because my window's smaller, so we know what it's gonna look like. But because auto mobile, so let's see. Start and end dates. Okay. And these are parameters. So parameter start and end dates. The default is default day, week, month, and we get to select a project. Okay. Cool. And then in the tooltips, it looks like we've got just hours and number of minutes. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It looks like, okay, so we've got Saturday. Okay, so this is kind of a continuous discrete, right? So you can see here the date range is more than 7 days. So you can see here that Monday starts over. So we need to be able to figure out a way to do, but we also know that we can't do heat maps with continuous dimensions. We have to do them with discrete dimensions, so we need to figure out a way to separate by start over by a week number. So we'll have to figure that out. Let's see what else. Default day doesn't do anything. Week. Okay, so we can do week and then month. Okay. All right, cool. Change project, change numbers. Sounds good. Okay. Let's start with that. I think I've got a good idea of what we need to do here. Let's take a look at the requirements. 2 sheets. Create a heat map. Allow users to filter. Make the date level dynamic, so that users can select from default, which is based on the date range selected. So if the date range is less than 28 days, aggregate by days. For date range less than 90, aggregate by weeks. And then you can otherwise aggregate by months. So less than 28 days, we're going to aggregate by day. 90 or 29 to 90 days. Oh no, 28 to 90, because less than, right? So that, okay, we'll figure that out. Probably doesn't matter in the long run, but less than, so 29 to 90 is by week. Anything over 91 days selected is going to be by months, but you also have the addition to aggregate by dates, weeks, months. Filter by project, format the date labels, format the time as hours and minutes. Create a bar chart for total hours, sort both by total hours and descending. Okay. Looks pretty good. All right. Let's see what we can do here. What do you say? Okay. So, where should we start? Well, let's start with building our charts. All right. So we've got that. We need to do a date. We need to do this. Make this entire data source. Okay. Probably sort this by total minutes. Field descending none minutes. Yep, there we go. Good deal. Okay, so let's do the all right, let's do minutes there. But what we need to do is we need to divide this to get the number of hours and the number of minutes in their integers, right? And that's the number of minutes. So I think what we can do is how are we going to do this? This is just number of hours. Okay, so that is just going to be the sum of minute. Well, is this a row level calculation or is this an aggregate calculation? This is going to be an aggregate calculation. So sum of minutes divided by 60. Put that on text. Let's see what we get. 1,000 hours. Yeah, that's probably right. Because let's do this. Let's do a and also let's just teams work hours. So let's actually do this. Let's do max of the max of date. Close that curly bracket, close that curly bracket. We'll call this the default end date. Let's duplicate this. Default start date. And this is going to be date add week. Days. We'll do days. We'll just do days. Days. -14 from the max end date or the default end date. So what am I doing right here? Well, I'm setting up calculations so that we can have dynamic parameters. So if you wanted to take this into your production environment, what I'm doing here is I'm creating the default start and end dates for our parameters. We know that dynamic parameters will do every time a workbook is opened or recached, it will look at the data source and do any calculations and then insert those dates in. So we'll create a parameter. This is the start date, date range, start. It's going to be a date. Current format is fine. Current value when the workbook opens is end date. And that does that. I need to change this to a date. Let's duplicate this. Let's edit this. And that's actually the date range end, I should say. So this is the date range end. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. Edit this. This is the date range start. Yep. Get rid of that copy because we don't need that. Format, I'm just going to change this. Why is that not there? Okay, let's default start date. Okay. Let's just do a max of that. How about? Now we should be able to see it. There we go. And that's 14 days prior to the max date of our date. So essentially what I'm doing here is as new team work hours get added to this data source, this default view will always change. And users can go in and select any date range that they want. So it's an extra couple of steps, but it really helps, right? Okay, so now what we need to do is let's just do a, for now, yeah, and that's going to be the same. That's going to be the same regardless. So we'll do a date filter, which is just going to be date is greater than or equal to the start, the default, the parameter, and the date of our data is less than or equal to date range end. Nope. Date range end. Click OK. Take that, put it on filters, put it true. Make this an entire data source. There we go. We'll go ahead and make these, actually, we'll, because you never know, right? Do that. Okay. So during the, let's see, what did she have as her default? 724. Okay, so, oh, she did the Sunday to Monday. Oh, and looks like we need to change the display. Edit, display, long form. Wednesday date. Yep. So if you can see here, what she's done in hers, right, is she has, what Erica has done is she's put the default start and end to always start on a Sunday. So we'll come back to that, maybe. I'll think about that, because that could be good. That could be a good thing. So the default start date, let's see. Yeah. So let's change this up. If date part day of max date equals 1. How are we going to do that? Is Sunday the start of the day? Then, well, all right. We'll come back to that. But for now, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it like this. Okay. It's whatever. Okay. Let's see. So just so that, but I can go in here. We'll show these parameters, and then what we'll do is we'll change these to what they should be. So she's got hers at the 24th. Yeah, type in. Okay. Why is Tableau not letting me type it? Why am I not getting a? That's strange. Oh no, I don't want that. What? Okay, that's weird. It's not giving me the date pickers. Okay, well, let's just do current values then. If that's not working right, then that's not working. Click OK. Oh, that's not good. I think I found a bug. Because yeah, that's a problem. Okay, but we'll get there later. Okay, so she started with the 11th through the 24th. All right, there we go. So that's good. Let's make sure that our numbers are right here. 63 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? How are we gonna figure out the? So we've got that. Let's do number of hours, and let's round. $64. Good. Let's do. Well, maybe. Can we do that? No. Tableau doesn't really like to do durations very well, so that's the issue. So what we need to do is we need to take. So to find the number of minutes, we need to take sum of minutes divided by 60 that's the total, right? So that's the decimal number minus number of hours. That will give us the decimal point, which is point, and then if we take that, right, and we take that times 60, right, because in this first one we remembered it was 64.5 hours, right? So what I'm saying here is let's take the decimal number. From the decimal number, let's subtract the integer. So 64.5 minus the integer, which is 64, leaves us 0.5. Multiply that times 60. And let's round that. Well, let's round that. And this will be number of minutes. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa, that's negative. Why is that? So if I take this guy and drop him on text. Oh. So I don't need to round. I need to do floor. So number of hours is not round, it's floor. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So that works. And that means that number of minutes, what should that be? Number of minutes is fine, right? Because we could end up with we could end up with, right, this 0.17, right, is that 0.17 is going to be some decimal of minutes, right? And we don't really care about that. So we can round it, we can floor it. I don't think it'll change, honestly, all that much. But, so that works. So that's good. Now let's put it all into one calculation. String number of hours plus H space plus string number of minutes plus .m formatted time. And now we'll remove these. $63 hours and 30 minutes. Let's see. Let's check. 63 hours 30. Okay, so we don't have a. Okay, so we don't have an M. Okay. I guess that makes sense, right? We don't. It is implied that the rest of the number would be the M. Okay. 63 hours. Oh. Yeah, okay, right. Got to do it right. Okay, so we'll just get rid of this guy right here. There we go. 63 hours 30. Got it. Perfect. Good deal. We are off and running. Now we just need to figure out how we're gonna do the heat map and all the other stuff. Okay, so let's look at this. So the first thing we need to do, we need to calculate the number of days, number of days selected, and that's just going to be a date diff at the day level between the start, date range start, and date range end. Right? And that should be 14? No. Oh, because that's not a number. That's, well, 13. But we should probably add one to this because we want to include the days selected, right? So 14, because we know that we selected, right? So if we go back to this, right, 7/14 to 7/11, that is exactly 2 weeks, right? So it's the start of 7/11 through the end of the day 7/24. So we do want days on both ends to be captured. Okay. Yep, 14 days. Okay, now what we need to do, let's start building this this default out. Okay, so actually, I did. This is a similar. Let's use our. Let's use the. So. I wrote a blog post about a previous one of an old Workout Wednesday about candlestick charts where we did this similar type of thing. So I'm going to go find that, and then we can just use the logic from that and modify it. So it was way back in 2019-13 where we created this, but it's a dynamic range, right? So it's so you can see here, right? It's the same thing. Candlestick chart dynamically changes dates based on the date range selected. 20 months aggregate to the month, less than 20 but more than 15 to the week, anything less than 15 weeks to the day, right? So that's the same kind of logic that we used before. And the good thing, this is why I like to blog all my stuff, is because I provide all of those calculations. Okay, months, weeks, and then here are the calculations to do it. Right? Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Again, this will be we'll go step by step here. The first thing, we calculated the number of days selected right here, right? And it was 14. So what we need to do, going back to here, is bring this back down so we can see it. For date range less than that, less than 28. So we'll do if days selected is less than or equal to 28, then what's it going to be? We need to aggregate by day. What's that mean? Then this might be interesting. Day. Else if days selected is greater than 28 and days selected is less than or equal to 90, then week else month end okay. So if the number of days is less than 28, then day, else between is weeks, else month. Okay, so we'll call this the default date part. Okay. Let's see if this works. Date trunk. I don't know if this will work. Default date part. Date. Yep. Didn't think it was going to work. Because argument must be a literal string. And meaning I have to have, which is interesting, even though this is a string, I can do that. So we can create a parameter for days, weeks, months. Yeah, that's yes. So yeah, I think that's what I think. So what he's saying here is we'll do a date trunk, right? So we'll do date day trunk. So if numbers of if it's that, then we're going to ag and date trunk day of date. Else if I can keep that. I can keep all that here. So this just becomes date trunk day of date. This what? Oh yeah, I know. Tableau's mad at me because I've got I've got different things here. This will become a date trunk at the week of date. And this will become date trunk of the month of date. And it's still not happy. Why does that? I cannot mix aggregate. Oh, because this is okay. Then we'll just oh no, this is the aggregate already. Right? Because we did that as it's an aggregate already. So this, what we're saying here, I believe needs to be a date, needs to be an adder. But then will Tableau even allow that to happen? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that worked. Good deal. Well, it worked for now. Okay, so we've got that. We've got an aggregate date range, and that's not gonna be what I want. Nope, it's not. So let's go back here. Here, we'll do this. This is the great thing about, again, I've said it once before, I'll say it again. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is the best way, but this is what makes sense in my head, so it's the way we're going to do it. Yeah, don't need that one. I just need this. And I don't need that. I need that. That's going to break that because we no longer need the adder, because now number of days is no longer an aggregate function. Therefore, dates don't need to be attributes, and that will change that from a measure to a dimension, which is what we want. And there it goes. So now when I do that, I get that, and I do exact date. And it looks like I'm missing data for 17. Makes sense, because that's what that makes sense. I also don't have data for the 22nd, which it doesn't look like I do either if we look at her example. Right? So we have Saturday is nothing. Yep. So here it looks like we've got, let's do, this is the date. No. Monday. The day. It's fine. Oh, I just want this as a date. There we go. Okay. What do? Let's do a calculated field, date name, weekday, date day trunk. Let's just make sure we've got this going here. Nope. Can't do that. Okay. But we can format this to just be, there we go. Yeah. Just to make sure that that's right. And it ends on a Friday. There's no Sundays, or Sunday is there, but since this is a continuous date, we've got that. So we've got Saturdays and Sundays open. Yep, that looks good. So far, so good. Let's change this to, what happens if we change this to discrete? Okay, at the date. And then we do that calculation. Oh, we need, not here, we need the week. Well, no, I think this will be okay actually, because we're staying in the, it's a discrete continuous, it's a discrete continuous exact date. Okay, or whatever. Okay, so now what we can do is we can put our employee name here. Sort employee name. Descending field number of minutes, total number of minutes. Yep, there we go. And we'll take number of minutes. We'll take the total minutes and we'll put that on color. And yep, and it looks like we used a purple color. So we'll do, I have a lot of fun palettes here. Well, it looks good. Oh, that's like black. I don't think we want that. Here we go. There we go. Let's reverse that. No, let's keep that there. There we go. Yep, that looks good. She worked 36 minutes. Good for her. Good job coming in early. Okay. Okay, what are we gonna do now? Let's do, let's put our formatted time on label. Change it back to a square. There we go. Okay, so now let's change this parameter. So then now let's create the parameter for date level. It's going to be a float. It's going to be a list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, just 3, 4. Yep. Default. Day. Month, week, month. That's a fixed values parameter. Yep, that's good. Okay, so we'll click OK. Now we have to create a calculation to bring all that in together, which, let's think about this for a minute. I think we're gonna have one more date level. So let's do date level. Date. Let's call this sheet date level. Case date level parameter. When 1, then date day trunk. When 2, then date trunk day date. When 3, then date trunk week date. And then else date trunk month date. And that, what do we not like about this? Okay, it doesn't like that, so we'll do date, wrap these in dates. Because date trunk will always return a date time. And it's still not okay. Oh, then, duh. Okay. All right, let's just take this one off for now and see if I even needed to do that. I think I do, but no, maybe I don't. All right. Well, cool. Let's see what type of field. When I click apply, I should get a dimension, a date dimension. I do. Hooray! It's at the date level. It's at the date time level. Let's wrap that in a date. Wrap this whole thing in a date. Now it's a full date level. Now we'll take our date to a trunk. Put that on that. Make that exact date. Make that discrete. And we're back to the way it was. Excellent. Okay. So that's good for now. Yep. Thank you, Professor Analytics. After the you caught it. Appreciate that. Appreciate your engagement and keeping me honest. I need that more often than not. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's see. Do we want that? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, I don't think I wanted to do that. I just wanted to hide. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. How we doing? What are we doing now? So let's do some testing, right? So let's show this parameter. Let's show this date range. Let's show that. Make that up there, and actually I like all my parameters over here. Just makes it I only like legends and stuff over there. All right. Let's see here. Let's change this. So this should not change anything when I select day. Great. Select week, it should go to 2 columns. And when I select month, it should go to 1 column. Good. And I have the total hours there. That's working. And that matches what we have in our bar chart, which is great. All right, so now let's go to default again. We said 28 days. So let's do, so that's 14. 21, 28 would be the 27th of June. So let's go to the 20th. And it automatically 627, 73, 710. It automatically aggregated to the week level, right? Even though I have the default. But if you still want it at the day, you can still do that and get a horizontal scroll bar, right? But if you select week, it should be identical to the default, right? So this is working the way that we want it to. This is great. This is excellent. Okay. All right. Now let's figure out how she did some of this other stuff here. Here we go. Let's do beep bop beep bop beep beep bop. Okay. Let's do let's see how. Let's refresh. So that we get a nice big full. Here we go. Good. Okay, so she's got the date. What happens if we do the week? Dynamic date labels. Hooray. Okay. It's all right. Week ending or week close. Probably MC. No, just the month. Okay. All right, cool. All right, let's go figure this out. That should be pretty simple, right? We can probably do this. No. Sheet date level. We'll duplicate this. Edit. We probably need to edit. We'll edit the name real quick. This is date header. And date trunk. Yes. Let's duplicate this too. And what we'll do here is we'll do date name, day trunk. And again, if I had more time, if I was doing this for real in production, I would not call these, I would not leave these the year there. I would name them a little bit different, but just something to keep in mind there. Let's do nope, date name, day trunk. Let's do, instead of, we'll just do date name. Date name. Date name. Everybody's happy. This is week. So when it's 28 days, we just want the date name. But if you saw, she had it just the first 3, and she had it all upper. So we'll wrap this in upper. And we'll do a left 3. Right? This one closes that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Yep. This is upper left 3 as well. But this one is we don't have a date name for week. So she did, then we need some sort of, is week closing. What did she have? What does she have? Week closing, and then, okay. So we can just do this date, part, day, of date, yeah, you're going to be upset because Tableau is going to be mad because I'm mixing strings and integers. Plus string, actually plus quote dash quote. Nope, this. Okay. Upper month. String. Well, this will be, yeah, date. This will be just upper. It'll just be this down here. Click OK. And the reason that doesn't change that is because we need to change that. I did this already. Maybe I didn't. Oh, date header. There it is. Date header. That is going to be when 1, then date name, else. Well, let's see what, let's just, okay, so that didn't change anything. Oh wait, no, it didn't, because we need to put the date trunk, the date name date trunk, it's null. Oh. What? It shouldn't be. Okay, weird. Okay, so we'll go exact date, exact date discrete, and that's still null. I wouldn't expect that to be a date. I want it to be a string. Oh, not that one. Date header. Oh, it helps if you put the right okay, sheet date level. It helps if you put the right thing there, but that's still null. Maybe I did. Date header. I want this to be a string. Why isn't that a string? Date header. Because I still haven't figured this out. I need, what is the date name day trunk? And that changes that. Okay. But if I put this out here, do I get the, okay. So there's, okay. Cool. All right. So this is working, right? So we've got week ending 20th of June, week ending 21st of June, 23rd. That's not right. Jack, for, let's see. For weeks, you'll need to use your truncated week start date. Oh, right. Good call. See? We are working together. Okay. Yep, you're right. So, not date. It's the date. You're right. This is the date trunk week of date. Good call, Jack. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your help. We're all working together. Okay, so we'll do that. Date name day trunk here. I still don't see that. Okay. All right, let's figure out this now. And then this will be, when it's the day, it'll be the date. It'll be the upper left date name day of date, and this will be the upper left, oh, one, that's right. That's exactly right. 1, 2, 3. Couldn't have said it better myself. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so upper left. So I need to do it right here. Yep, okay. Upper left 3. But that doesn't work because yeah, that's right. Date trunk. So that, but that's not gonna really get us there. Then this is and then this should actually be at the month of date trunk, month of date trunk, week of, oh, this is date name, this is date name, here, date trunk, week. And expecting closing paren 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't need that one. Don't need that one. Date. Okay, this one is being called with a string. Oh, it's on the wrong side. Got it. That fixes that. This goes in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. See, we'll get it. We'll get there. And then this one needs to be in here. Whew. Okay, click apply. Let's see if we got there. This is date header. It needs to be a string. Nope, it's not. Why not? Why is it not? Why is that not working? Okay. So there we go. But it's still not working because it looks like it messed up the default for this should be, oh, and the reason why is because I blew it out. Okay, so it's not aggregating the right way. So that has to do with, right, because the date filter or the date header, this should only have 4 values in it. So let's do this. Consult the Gospel of Crosstabs. That. Let's go to exact date. Let's do discrete date. And we know that if we show this and this and this. Okay, so I have selected more than. Okay, so I selected 28 days. So this is at the week, so 6/19, 6/26, 7/3, 7/10. So this is at the week level. So my date header is still at the day 2021, right? So date header, so that was at the date name calculation. So if it's less than or equal to 28 days, and I selected exactly 28 days, but my day trunk If number of days. So if I remove that, I get 4 because, because it's less than 28 days. Okay, all right. Oh. Wait. I'll get there. Day, right? Like that. If it's greater than... Oh, is it because I've got 28 days selected, but remember we added this one. No. I thought that would do it, but it didn't. Okay, so the number, and what's the number of days selected? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. That's genius. Let's do that. That's right. You're right. You're exactly right, Jack. See, this is exactly why I do these live streams, because ideas start running, and we do the same thing at work, right? When very rarely do we ever work in a vacuum. So, yeah, sheet date level. That's a great idea. I would have gotten there eventually, but it would not have been very fun to watch me. So there's that, and then I need to, but it's still not. So, but I also need to change this one too. Nope. What am I screwing up here? Oh, this right here. There. Nope. No. One more in your week calc. Yeah, I changed. Here, let's bump this up. And then we'll bump this down. Sheet date level, sheet date level. And do we need to do it again here? Oh, what happens if I change this to week? Does that work? 26, 27. Why is that 26th? 27, 28, 29. Oh, because this is week numbers. Right? That's week numbers, and that's not what we want. Right? If I do a date part week of date. Yep. So that's what I'm getting for that. And what I actually want is I want the truncated day. I want the truncated day of sheet date level. So let's go back to default, and I still get, 19, 26, 3, 10. Okay, it's working now. Okay, but I still need to fix this. Yeah. So we'll go back to date name, date trunk. Copy this guy. Go back to date header. And do that. Change this to week. Yep, and that stays the same. Day. That does that. date name. Date name. Upper. Oh, this is weekday. There we go. June, July, August, June, July. Week close the 19th of June. Week close the 26th of June, 3rd of July, 10th of July. And that just stays where we are. Let's choose a bigger, let's choose. Okay, that didn't change. I don't want that to be the day. I want oh yeah, that's right. So I need to do that everywhere. So date name, anywhere where it's, no, I need, what is this? So it's less than 3. Or less than 28. So this is date name weekday. There we go. Perfect. All right, I think we've got it. Pretty sure we've got it. All right. Let's put this all together. Let's do, so this is going to be a horizontal, well, first we'll throw a vertical container beyond because we always start with a vertical container. Then we throw, some people say two blanks, some people say one blank. I always throw 2 in because now we know that we can delete the ones on the top and bottom. First, we'll go to this larger one. We'll add some padding. Are we at the outermost? Yeah. All right. So we'll add 20 pixels of padding there. All right. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a horizontal container. That's going to be our. We'll rename. This is going to be the filter bar. Then there's going to be a text. That's going to be our title. And there's going to be another text down here, all the way down at the bottom. I'll put it right there, footer. But we know that that is, which one is this? That's the blank, that's the footer. That's the title, that's the blank. Okay, we can now get rid of the blanks because we don't need them anymore. So now we have this giant filter bar. Underneath the filter bar is going to go a horizontal container. And within that horizontal container will be sheet 1 and sheet 2. Let's do some formatting. Right click, remove the titles. This one, we're just going to unshow the header here so we get it all the way across. Let's see, we also have all of those there, so we don't need our header. We'll make it entire view. We'll make this entire view. We'll also expand this. And we need to add a little bit of inner padding to our bar chart to make it come down and basically take the place of this header, right? So it needs to take the place of that. So we'll add some inner padding and we'll just do a little bit as we go, right? So, and this is where the grid. So if you're on the dashboard and you want to get things lined up right, push G on your while you're in dashboard mode and you don't have anything selected, press G. Don't have any sheets selected, so you have a complete. So I tried pushing it when I had this selected and it didn't work. I tried it when I had that and it didn't work. So if you just select anywhere in your gray canvas, so you get nothing selected, then press G. Now you have a grid that opens up. And now this is where you can start really dialing in the you can really start dialing in your padding to make it pixel perfect. And there we go. What do you say we remove the outer padding? Now that's going to change things a bit. We will now need to go update the upper padding. Lower padding looks good. Let's take our grid off. Let's push G again. That looks pretty great. All right, now let's format some of this stuff. We don't have any rower dividers, but we'll remove our grids and zero lines. Let's see here. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. There you go. So Jack does it a different way. Jack is excellent, really great contributor in the Tableau community. He got his first viz of the day yesterday, so or the other day. So congrats on that. That's a great idea, Jack, throwing row dividers and lining them up by row dividers. That's a good one. Okay, so also congrats on your viz of the day. That's well deserved. Hard to believe it was your first one. Okay, drop your axis rulers. And we'll go back. There we go. And it looks like we've still got, you can kind of, that's where you just kind of have to eyeball it, you know, like, and then we'll come back to this sheet, and this is where I always get caught up. I think it's borders here. So borders are white. Yeah, there we go. So borders are white. Go back to sheet 1. We will make this, actually, I can get rid of this dashboard, delete. Go back to this dashboard, open up this color menu, edit the colors, get this hex code, cancel, go to this bar chart, more colors, paste it. I thought I copied it. I guess I didn't. Okay. Do this again. Edit colors. Double click, copy, cancel, sheet 1, copy, more colors, paste. There we go. Now we're looking good. I think she also has these on the inside. And automatic. Nope. Color. Nope. White. There we go. There it is. Get rid of that, because that's implied. All right. Oh yeah, and then we have the filter for project. Single select drop down. Change project over there. And there we go. The rest is just easy formatting, but there you go. That was a great challenge. Lots of fun intricacies from Erica. Really enjoyed that one. So nicely done. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Because this looks weird. How it has 0 here. I'm gonna add an extra 0 where there are more than one. So let's go do that. All right, so one thing I didn't get, she has a box on null dates. Okay, so let's do default. And let's do 724 to 726. Oh, 726. Oh, nope. July. 724 to 711. So let's go back. So what you're saying is she has a box. Let's see what she's got. So if we go here, we go to default 724. Oh, she's got gray, right? So she's got gray boxes for that. So let's go figure out how to do that. Look at 716 for the top employee. Yep. Right. So she's got gray in here where there's no data, where I have white. So let's go edit colors. Could it be, Jack? Could it be just as simple as z-inning this? Nope, because I still have. That's a good question. How did she do that? Maybe. Let's go back here. What if? Nope. Okay. Let's see how she did it. Maybe WebEdit will tell us. Custom sequential, so she just used that, which is what I was doing. I don't see anything in there. Oh! This is a cool trick. And I figured it out. Have you figured it out yet? Has anyone figured it out yet, how she did this? This is going to be really cool. You ready? Right click, format, paint bucket, worksheet. Just the pane. None. Just the pane. That's pretty slick. That is a pretty slick trick right there. And then, so you got that, but you still don't have the header. You still don't have the crosshatch, right? Oh, you can hover on that. Oh. Okay, but let's see. If I hover on this, I don't get anything. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying now. Well, let's go. I'm gonna fix this now. Pane white, and that does that, but that doesn't fix it necessarily. So it's almost like she padded it. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. That she padded the data. Is there a table collect for fill in the blanks? How did she do date range? Let's see how she did hours labels. Floor string hours. All right, let's do. Yeah, so see how she has a mark? So how does she get a mark? Oh, what's this? No, that's sort. That's just the window. That's just sorting the. That's just how she sorts. She has a table calc on rows. That's just the sort. That's just That's just how to dynamically sort based on. sort window, like that's not doing anything. That's just a negative window sum of minutes so that she can get everything to sort right. That's just a dynamic sort. But I think that's how she did it. Because unless she, I would have to dig into her data source, but edit the data source, cannot find the file. Yeah, I've got files. I got files. Let's see here. Downloads. Let's see. Update now. Nope. Maybe she didn't. How did she get a mark where there wasn't a mark? Well, I just replaced it with my data source. So let's see. This will be a good. Yeah. So unless so if I go back to the so this is my data source that I'm connected to, and she was still able to get a mark on every row where even there's no. All right, so let's look at this. Yeah, so she did that. So she used the modulo function to do some of her stuff. That I thought about doing that, but didn't. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, so you can see what Jack said. Pull the table calc off and see if the mark disappears, and sure enough, it does. And let's see, how is she calculating that? Table date and date level, sort specific dimensions. Okay, non. So yeah, she's just Well, that's interesting. That's a cool trick. It's better than my trick. So yeah, so this is fill in the blanks. Window sum. Oh wait, is this the right sheet? Yeah, okay. Window sum minutes. Sure enough, it puts it adds a mark where there isn't one. How does that work? Yeah. So Jack says, I think it's like if you had, whoop, yep, this one right here. Here we go. So if you had year-to-date revenue and you had no revenue in a month, the table calc would give you a year-to-date for that month. Yeah. And okay, so hold on. Because we didn't even see anything out here. I thought we would have to Z in stuff, but I guess we don't. So cool stuff. That's a great little trick. Oh yeah, and that's why she did a negative back there. Discrete. Move that to the top. Hide that. And now you've got that. So show header. Yep, and there it is. Bingo. Well, there you go. Fun stuff. I'm going to have to dig into that one a little bit more because I'm not quite sure that I'm not quite sure how that works, but it does. So oh yeah, that goes here. There we go. Okay. There it is. Oh yeah, I need to remove format. Did I remove my border? Yeah, remove those. There we go. Go here, make them white. Then you can remove your row dividers and your column dividers. Now you've got it. Now you've got it white and the way it should be. There we go. Boom. Just like that. Whew. All right. So there we go. We learned a lot about dates. We learned about table calculations. We learned that a window function will add nulls. It will add a mark to where there is no mark, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that was a good challenge. Enjoyed that one. Thanks for all the help. Thanks for all the interactivity. Thanks, Jack and Professor and Tim for chatting along with me. Appreciate it. Quick programming note. I am not going to be around the next 2 Thursdays, so the next 2 weeks. I'm actually going to Iceland, so really excited for that. And there will not be a way for me to, I'm not bringing my computer, so there will not be any live streams. And but we'll get back to it middle of August. So enjoy the next couple of weeks, and I'll talk to y'all on the interwebs. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Go forth and viz.